Caitlin is fantastic, and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA. There are women that were worthy of coverage prior to her arriving, and I just will not be silenced when it comes to that.
Here we go again. Why is Caitlin Clark popular?
Caitlin Clark is only popular because she is white. That is a narrative that is very popular among the morons. Major moron, Monica McNutt, how she has a job, I absolutely know, at ESPN.
The one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her.
Why her?
Well, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
You think anybody cares if Dejounte Carrington knocks Kennedy Carter on her ass? No. You think anybody cares if Angel Reese misses her next 6 layups, falls down, shows her ass, and claims sexism? No. We only care that Caitlin Clark is playing. We only care that Caitlin Clark is getting beat up. We only care that Caitlin Clark is hitting a deep three. We only care that Caitlin Clark is getting poked in the eye. Everybody else can poke everybody else in the eye. The reason we care because her game is something we have not seen.
Just as the tension between Caitlin Clark and her media critics appeared to hit its highest point, a surprising legal twist sent shockwaves through the sports world. Caitlin Clark has now officially filed a lawsuit against Monica McNutt of ESPN, accusing her of spreading racially charged misinformation that allegedly damaged Clark's reputation, disrespected her fan base, and aimed to disrupt the rapid growth of the WNBA. This legal action represents a major escalation in their ongoing dispute.
Prevailing narrative that has been created around this season's WNBA play is that it's the league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
I don't expect the race baiting to stop. I don't expect the hate to stop, the jealousy to stop, the sexism to stop, the bigotry to stop, the stupidity to stop. Because the people that tell you that Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's a white girl are full of shit. You either don't pay attention or you're too dumb.
For several months, Monica McNutt has implied that Caitlin Clark's rise in popularity is driven more by her race than her performance. She characterized Clark as a white athlete from Middle America who primarily resonates with young suburban girls, suggesting that her widespread appeal is shaped more by demographics than by her actual talent or on-court ability.
People aren't spending 3 hours of their time to watch Caitlin Clark play basketball because they're racially motivated.
Now, Caitlin Clark is pushing back through legal channels, shedding light on what ultimately pushed her to her breaking point and ignited this dispute. The situation has intensified to a boiling point, culminating in formal legal action.
Here's what Caitlin Clark said. Y'all come at me like this, I'm not doing any interviews with you. Y'all keep coming at it with these dumbasses, Monica McNutt. I'm done with you. I'm not doing interviews with you. We'll go play in the Unrivaled League, and let's see which league gets going. And then let's see where the hell we're at. Your dumbasses at ESPN want to get up there and be racist as hell towards me. I don't participate in racism. Next time I hear that bullshit, we ain't playing in a game that you're televising.
Why is Monica McNutt reportedly emotional behind the scenes? And how did this conflict evolve from a media storyline into a full-blown lawsuit involving Caitlin Clark? Let's take a closer look at how this situation unfolded.
Now, none of these women, Monica McNutt, they're either too arrogant or too stupid to understand that what they've said all along about Caitlin Clark is just simply wrong.
If it was because she was white, Sabrina Ionescu would have changed and brought the WNBA and turned it on its head, but she is not turning the W upside down on its head like Caitlin Clark is.
Whoever these people are, none of these women are going to come back and say, yeah, you know what? We might have been wrong about, well, she's a white girl and that's the reason she's so popular.
Get ready, because these recent developments have the potential to reshape the landscape of sports media. If you stand behind Caitlin Clark and believe her success is rooted in skill rather than race, you're encouraged to comment CC 100%. It's a way to show that in sports, dedication, ability, and hard work are what truly matter.
The women of the WNBA will continue their jealousy. They'll continue to hit, fight, knock Caitlin Clark on her ass, and Caitlin Clark's viewing will just go up, up, up.
The WNBA draft ticket prices have come out, and thanks to the Caitlin Clark effect, ticket prices have skyrocketed for the WNBA draft. In fact, they've doubled.
It all began with a seemingly routine interview featuring Monica McNutt, a well-known commentator for ESPN and a WNBA analyst. During a segment on the BBC discussing Caitlin Clark's rookie season and the media attention surrounding it, McNutt made a remark that quickly ignited controversy and triggered a widespread media backlash.
but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
It's impossible for the women on television, the racist, sexist, to give Caitlin Clark, quote, her flower.
She stated that Caitlin Clark held significant meaning for many people, not just because of her personality or what she says, but largely because she is a white athlete from Middle America. That brief remark, only a handful of words, shifted the direction of the conversation and sparked a broad debate surrounding race and representation in sports.
Caitlin Clark's game sells. Her attitude sells. She doesn't talk much. When she does, we pay attention. Has nothing to do with her being a white girl. It has to do with her game. It has to do with taking Iowa. Has to do with deep threes. Has to do with behind the back, no look passes. We're drawn to those type players. Black, white, green, or purple.
Monica McNutt tried to soften her stance by acknowledging that Caitlin Clark is an exciting, impactful, and highly marketable player. However, her comments carried an underlying message that Clark's appeal goes beyond her performance on the court. She suggested that her widespread popularity is influenced not only by her talent, but also by her race.
There's the two sides who think she is only popular and does have the notoriety and recognition that she does because she is white. There is the other side that says you guys are crazy, you're all jealous of her, and she is just talented.
Critics were quick to respond, arguing that Monica McNutt's comments implied that many white fans supported Caitlin Clark mainly because of her identity, rather than appreciating her standout skills, leadership, and highlight-worthy performances that built her fan base. According to them, this perspective downplayed and diminished her genuine athletic achievements.
Why have all these fans come to see Caitlin? And all the little suburban white girls have hopped on board because Caitlin Clark, she resonates with them more so than the angry black lesbians who dominate the WNBA.
Some observers pointed out what they saw as a double standard in the discussion. They questioned whether it would be viewed as controversial to say that young black girls look up to players like Angel Reese or AJ Wilson because they feel represented by them. However, when a similar idea is applied to Caitlin Clark and her largely white fan base, the narrative suddenly becomes more sensitive and contentious.
I'm going to need all the race baiters who explain Caitlin Clark's popularity simply because she's white to explain why 10 million more people watched her last year than Paige Beckers, also white, this year. And a lot of people, of course, said she had Angel Reese as the villain. 18.9 million, the most ever. The 18.5 million did not involve Angel Reese. It involved USC, South Carolina. Guess who's this year game involved? That was 10 million down from last year. South Carolina. Two biggest names in college basketball this year. Actually, they were in this Final Four. They were in this championship game. And yet, the ratings tanked. The ratings were over 50% less.
The criticism was seen as direct and far-reaching, going beyond just Caitlin Clark herself. Many felt that Monica McNutt's remarks, intentional or not, unfairly cast a shadow over the many young fans who support Clark. Those children, wearing her jersey, making handmade signs, and eagerly waiting for photos, were suddenly being interpreted through a racial lens. Critics argued that this kind of framing not only affects Clark's image, but also impacts the countless families who attend games simply out of genuine admiration for a player they enjoy and want to support.
After the women's NCAA championship, viewership numbers were released where Clark and Iowa set a record for the 4 most watched games ever in the women's Final Four involved Iowa and Caitlin Clark. People are going to tell you that the reason Caitlin Clark was so popular in college was her rivalry with Angel Reese. But there is no Angel Reese. There was no Angel Reese. There was South Carolina. Angel Reese played at LSU.
The controversy began when Monica McNutt suggested that Caitlin Clark's popularity was influenced by race, sparking widespread backlash. Critics argued this framing downplayed Clark's record-breaking talent, pointing to her impact on rising ticket sales, viewership, and overall interest in the WNBA. The debate quickly escalated across media and social platforms, with fans defending Clark and accusing McNutt of introducing unnecessary racial narratives. As tensions grew, Clark reportedly filed a lawsuit alleging defamation and reputational harm, claiming the remarks led to increased hostility both on and off the court. What began as a media discussion has now evolved into a major legal and cultural conflict, highlighting deeper issues around race, representation, and accountability in sports media.